And yes, man, we need to admit the fact that Nofap and semen retention can eventually be destructive for you too. And yes, this might sound that I'm talking against myself, but there's a principle that I needed to talk about, because this is something that I didn't really want to accept, but still, this is a fact. So this is a factuality over here. And so the cycle looks something like this. You are putting yourself, or you're basically taking on this journey of, now, hey man, I will be self-improving. So for example, you have an indication for this. For example, you're feeling uncomfortable, you're not feeling confident, or you just simply had a bad experience with a girl, or something is just simply setting your, or you're just naturally craving to be more and to become more. And perhaps every single person is craving that. It's not like, hey man, like this guy's self-improvement, this guy's not self-improving. It's like this is also a false mentality regarding to this whole thing. Everyone is improving in their own rate and regarding to their own standards. So there are guys who are crazy motherfuckers and they don't want to, you know, go through job, university, all of that shit. They want to become someone who is running a bigger show and so on and so forth. The point over here being is that I wanted to emphasize that there are some people who are who got the tendency to take this journey super seriously. So for example, myself. And so I began experimenting with this journey since I was a teenager, or basically back to my teenage years. I don't know if my camera is, I don't know if something is happening, but never mind, the point will not change. And so basically I just took on this journey and I started experimenting with Nofap and started experimenting with working out and so on and so forth. So basically it came from self-confidence issues, you know, trying to find myself, so on and so forth. And so the point is that I thought I just simply got this mentality and this mindset that, hey man, now that I'm on this journey, I'm just untouchable, I'm good, you know, like nothing bad can happen. And so basically the contradictory happens many days, because since I'm considering myself that I must improve every single day, since I'm having this mindset that I must improve every single day, I think, and not necessarily think, but I associate on a mental and physical level too, and also an emotional level, the actual improvement with pushing. And so for me it means, or at least the links that have been created in my mind regarding to this, is that in order for me to improve every single day, I need to do something that is hard, something that is challenging. Which is the basic idea, the basic principle for this is true, because if you're doing something that is challenging you, it means that you're pushing your limits. It means that you are going to a place that you haven't been before, meaning that you are just simply pushing your limits. The simplest example to bring this home would be with working out. You're lifting a tiny bit heavier weight than yesterday, so therefore you are pushing your limits. Or if you cannot lift them a heavier weight, then you're doing one more rep or something like this. The point is that if you're pushing yourself through your through a level before that you were at, then you are just simply growing, and so you are basically breaking down your muscle tissues, and after that it will be getting stronger. And so basically this is happening with us on a universal level. So if I'm you know, leaning into the calls and making 10 closing calls today, and I'm failing, you know, 10 of them, and I'm basically doing that for a year, and after a year I will be just simply taking on 20 calls a day, and we'll be closing, suppose, like, let's say 30%, and I'll be having 6 clients or something like that, 6, 7. So this is how this whole thing goes. And so on a fundamental level, this thing is true. But there is a certain point where we are just simply getting to a place that it is becoming like a self-destructive rut. And so, for example, today too, I just realized upon my, I just got to realize that, brother, I just woke up, I didn't sleep enough, or maybe if I slept enough, my body's fucking exhausted, and I'm still coming up out here to run, and not only just to run, but I started my day with a workout session, and after my workout session I just came out here to run, because I was like, man, I need to get this shit done before I'm starting to work. And so I was like, man, like something is not good, because I just simply need to push this. I'm just simply putting this thing on myself, and I'm just simply pushing the shit, you know. Not even necessary, you know. I'd be good, you know. Like yesterday, I've done a 5K attempt. You know, I've been running hard for the 5K shit. I also hit the gym. Deadlifts were quite crazy, and so, you know, it's like, it is not necessarily to push yourself that hard. And so if you want to push, also you can push it on a different scale, or on a different level, excuse me. So for example, with your mentals, like, bro, like, don't read for 2 hours today, read for fucking 5 or whatever, you know. And skip the workout altogether. But the point over here is that I just simply got this association with, hey man, you need to push, you need to get this shit done in order for you to improve, that this whole thing is just simply setting me back. Because now, like, I want to be rational about this, and I just realized it upon myself that I'm making foolish bullshit. It's like, man, like, instead of you fucking around 2 hours and killing yourself out here, and after this you will not, it's not like, this is not the type of workout that is giving energy. This is the kind of workout that is fucking exhausting, you know, like running a fucking marathon or something like that. And so now I will be going back home, I'll be taking my cold showers, and instead of me making those freaking calls for 2 hours, I could be done with many things. But now I only will start now, and you know, like, unnecessary again. And so what I wanted to point out from here, for myself, is that this thing is not always good, and we will also need to assess ourselves and really bring up our inner, or would say interpersonal intelligence regarding to this, because we just simply need to understand, like, which are the seasons when we'll need to push, and which directions should we be pushing. And again, if you're never ever taking a break either, it's like you're just simply killing yourself. So for example, yesterday I didn't really have the energy, and I just couldn't fucking get out of bed. Like, I couldn't really get out of bed. I was like, man, like, I am fucking dying. Like, I cannot fucking do this. And I've been sleeping for 3 hours more than I was supposed to. And I was like, you know, like, fucking up the whole day, and like exhausted all day. It's like, oversleeping is the worst. Like, oversleeping is the worst thing that can happen to a human being, I do swear. And so what I wanted to emphasize with this little message is that, yes, it is important to improve. It is important to push, and perhaps the basic foundational idea is still true. But if you're pushing through on a certain level, then you might injure yourself, which is setting you back. So for example, you're burning out with working out, and you will not ever fucking want to run, or never ever want to do those things. The same thing with, for example, yes, the workout thing. It's like you're lifting too heavy, and you're injuring yourself. And if you're injuring yourself, that is setting you back. And this is a principle that I really need to insert in my philosophy, because yes, pushing is good and all that shit, but not the only thing that can bring us forward. So this is the message that I needed to share with you, because this is something I've been a tiny bit struggling with to understand for myself, and wanted to convey this message because I think that this is not thought enough, at least not what I do see. Love.